Hello, folks. This is Mike the dog.
And Earl the dog trainer.
Welcome to Phase 3 Remote Light Line Places. This is a very serious phase. If you did not complete your work in Phase 2, you should not be here. Leave now. But if you did complete your work in Phase 2, you could be in Phase 3. But remember, this is a very serious phase. All right, we want to take this seriously. We're using the remote training collar. This could be abused very easily if you don't know what you're doing. So if at any point you see any stress from your dog, contact a trainer, contact a qualified trainer. This should not be a stressful thing for your dog. At this point in Phase 3, if you completed everything in Phase 2, also make sure that you have completed your Phase 3 remote heel, your Phase 3 remote flexi-cum, and also that your dog is doing it completely off-leash, the cum, and completely off-leash, the heel, before you do this. This is a moving exercise. So if you've completed both of those tasks, which when the dog gets those corrections, they understand to come to you, then you can do this, which when the dog gets this remote correction, they actually have to go further away from you. Because since it's something new, you want to make sure the dog clearly understands the exercises where when the dog gets corrected, they're coming to you. You can, technically, as long as you've done your off-leash heel and your off-leash cum first, technically you can work on, the remote sits and downs. But you can do the remote sits and downs first, or you can do this before the remote sits and downs. So we're going to teach this in such a way, assuming that you did not teach the remote sits and downs first. But either way, you have to do the off-leash heel and the off-leash cum first. All right, is that understood? That makes sense? All right, so in short, make sure you did your off-leash heel and your off-leash cum, off-leash heel and off-leash cum before you do this. All right, so what we're going to do, I have the remote collar on, I have the pinch collar above it. Earl's going to put the light line on my neck over here. All right, so we're going to use the light line. Everything here is actually going to be pretty easy. It's going to be the same thing, really, as the phase, the Phase 2 place. And the remote collar, what level you got me on the remote collar?
18.
About 18. All right, let's give it a little nick. Make sure. I mean, you don't have to. You should know. You should know your level on your dog. When you're teaching, you want to use the lowest level that you think the dog, the dog feels. So me, it's usually like level 17-ish. But let's see how the 18 is on me.
Here's 18.
Okay, good. I am feeling that. So that's level 18. That'll be fine. Now, what's going to happen when you do these? It's very similar to everything else you've been doing so far with the cum and the heel. What's going to happen is Earl is going to tell me Mike place, and he's going to look and point at the place. And if I don't do it, he's going to say no. He's going to look, step, and point, and say place, and he's going to use the remote to correct me. So he's going to use the remote to correct me the same time he says the second place. If I look confused, then what he can do is he can say place the third time and help me out with the light line. Don't let me be panicked at that point. And he can pulsate as long as it's on the nick. Pulsate the remote when he tells me place the second time until it looks like I'm making the effort to go there. Once you see the dog kind of figures this out, usually only one little pulsation is all you really need. So the best way to really see how this is done is just jump into it. Remember some of the basics. Earl's not going to let the light line come off the ground, go on the ground. He's going to keep it off the ground between me and him, and he's going to encourage me to go out in front of him. All right. So we'll get started on this. My reward, since I don't have Cheerios, is going to be my lunch, which I brought today, which is off camera. Okay, so you could probably your best bet, Earl, is you could back up over there, and we'll be on camera. You know, We're not the best camera people, but we're trying to show you how to train the dog properly. All right, so I'm going to go wander around. All right, and I'm over here. All right, now Earl's going to do the place. All right, so watch the steps. He's going to tell me my name and place. Or he's going to do the three-way point. He's going to look, step, and point. All right, if I do it, I'll do it good. He's just going to say good boy. And he's going to make sure that I finish the down. So he's not going to praise me until I actually finish it with the down. And if I do it, he'll free me up. I'll go get a goodie for myself actually. All right.
Mike, place. Good boy. Good
All right.
boy.
All right.
Mike, free.
Good. Free me up. It's good. It's a new exercise to give your dog a treat. I'm going to eat some potato salad, and actually macaroni salad mixed in with it. It's good. All right. We'll go now. All right. All right. This next one is assume when I don't listen. All right. Now, big difference between this and phase 2 is instead of him using the light line to correct me when he repeats the word place, he's just going to use the remote at the same time. He's not going to use a light line. He's going to use the light line if I look confused, all right? But I'm going to respond to the remote this time so you can see what it looks like, all right?
Mike, place. No, place.
Oh, look at that.
Good boy. Good boy, Mike. Mike, free.
Good. All right, so that was good. I got a remote correction there when he repeated the word place. That would be if things were going super smooth. And your dog will know, he may get that from doing the come on its own. Remember, this correction is going away from the handler. It's going away from you. So they may get confused and try to go back to you. Now, if I get confused on this one, and Earl corrects me, and I seem confused, what he's going to do is, if he repeats the word place a third time, he's going to give me the remote correction and actually help with the light line to get me over there. All right, so let's see how that goes.
Mike, place. No, place. No, place. Good boy. Good boy, Mike.
Good.
Mike, free.
Good. All right. So that was good. I did the wrong thing when I got corrected. I got confused, and Earl didn't let me stay panicked or anything for long. He did what a good teacher does, and he showed me right away. Remember, you're going to give a teacher's attitude. You do the lightest level the dog can feel. Me, the level 18 is fine. I could feel it. It's kind of annoying. I don't want to sit here and just have him keep doing that to me, so I'm going to try to figure things out. All right. So we'll do that again, just so you can see what that looks like again, because this is the most common thing that's going to happen when you're trying to teach your dog on the remote.
Mike, place. No, place. No, place.
Good.
Good boy. Good boy, Mike. Mike, free.
Good. All right. Pretty easy there, folks. Now, next thing that could go wrong is I could do everything, and when I get to the end, I just don't lay down. You're not going to use a remote for two things at once here. If I don't lay down, you don't use the remote to correct me into the down. If you taught the down separately with the remote and the dog got it before you did the place, fine. But don't teach it at the same time. Use the light line. Use the light line to put your dog into the down if they haven't learned it yet. If he doesn't finish with the down. So watch how that goes.
Mike, place. No, place. Good boy. Down. No, down. Good boy.
All right.
Good.
Good. That was good. Now, Earl's very technically proficient. Am I saying that word right?
Yes.
All right. So he did good. Now remember, there's 3 times where you don't say the dog's name before you give him a command. and those are the times where that command is part of the other command. Like for instance, in the place, we want the dogs to go down anyway. So you don't say their name when you tell them down. Same thing with the halt on the sit, and same thing with the sit on the come. All right. So when I got there, I didn't do it. He just told me down because he wants me to anticipate it anyway. So that was good. All right. So what else here? This is pretty easy, folks, isn't it? It gets easy on phase 3 as long as you're not overcorrecting the dog and you're being patient. All right. So. Okay, yeah, this one, oh, I see. Okay, good. So, Earl had a good point. Remember, if the dog does it on the word no, you just praise your dog, all right? So let's see how that goes.
Mike, place. No. Good boy. Good boy. Mike free. An important little adjustment I made there with Mike. When Mike's running to the place, I wait for Mike to actually go onto the mat and assume the position before I praise. Certain dogs, it can confuse them. So if you start to notice you're praising your dog and they stop right in the middle of running towards the placemat, might be a good idea to hold off on that praise till they actually get to the object.
Good. And remember, when your dog is on the mat, make sure they stay in the downstay. All right, that's the big difference between this and the climb. Their elbows have to be on the mat. Because it's really like a controlled downstay where you're sending the dog from a distance. So, for instance, this means your dog, even if your dog went to go play with their balls, like so. So, if your dog went to go play with their balls, they wouldn't really be doing the place, right? Because my paws are off the mat. That's pretty good. Really, folks, I just wanted to show off. That's why I threw this in. And it was a corny joke. But,
I thought it was funny.
Yeah. I'll tone it down with my corny jokes. All right. But anyway, where were we? We want the dog to stay on the mat, all right, in a downstay, like this, all right? Now, if your dog is doing this good on the light line and seems to get it, you can unhook the light line. All right, so Earl's going to hook the light line. And what he's going to put on me instead is going to be the tab. All right, so the tab, he's going to put it on the binge collar instead of the light line. All right, so there's all different kinds of tabs. I like to use these little tiny nylon ones, so you just put like a little finger on it. Now, this is a good way, to test if your dog is ready for the off-leash. You do this in an enclosed environment. You use the remote the same way, except there's no light line. You would only do this if you see you didn't have to help your dog anymore with the light line, if they really got it. But if your dog doesn't know the downs and the sits with the remote yet, if they don't do the down, you use the tab to put them into the down. All right? So let's watch how this goes. So I'm going to go play with my balls while Earl tries to get me to do the plays.
Mike, place. No. Place.
Ooh, okay.
Down. No. Down. Good boy. And a good boy. Mike free.
Good. All right. So that's how that goes. All right. And like that. Folks. Everything good has to come to an end. All right. That was the first time I ever dropped the balls. All right. Good. So let's see. This is pretty good. And this is actually a pretty easy one. Here goes another one. If you're doing this and the dog goes on the place and they go to get off, they actually just get off of it, really quick. Earl's going to do the no, no, no. And when you correct the dog to go back on the place, it's very important to understand the power of your body language, stepping towards it. When he corrects me, when I get off, he's still going to make the movement toward the mat. And look and step and point towards the middle of that mat. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that one. So he's going to put me onto the mat again. Let's see how it goes if I listen.
Mike, place. No. Place. Good boy. That's the down. Down. No. Down.
All right.
Good boy. Good.
beat himself before? All right. Okay, folks. Now, if I go to mess up right here, watch how Earl responds. Now, if I'm just creeping up from the down, he can just no, and go to the light line and put me back into the down, like this. So I go to get up slowly.
No.
He could go over. Good. And of course, I could go back into the down and beat him. You learned that in phase 2 already. So if I have to explain myself, that means you have to be going back to phase 2 to see how to do that. And shouldn't be on this phase right now. But if I just really bolt off of here, it's better off that he knows and then points right back to the center and corrects me back into the place. So if I do something like this.
No, place.
Good, I got a pop there, and I go back.
Good
all right?
boy.
That's the best way to really do it. And of course, if I looked confused there, then it probably means you'd have to go back to the light line. So I'll act confused here, and watch what Earl does. He'll just stop and put a light line on me. All right, you don't want your dog to be getting all confused. All right.
No, place. Place. Oh, we want to use this light line, okay. Place.
Right. So I was confused. I really didn't know what was going on. All right. If that happens, just put the light line on. Don't sit there and keep correcting your dog with the remote. It's not worth it. All right. Can I be free?
Mike, free.
Good. All right. So that's your remote light line place. All right, and actually your off-leash place. It's pretty easy if you've done your homework in phase 2, really. All right. Anything to add to this one?
Every once in a while, it's a good idea just for video purposes. If you notice, I keep sending Mike from the same angle, the same direction. Every once in a while, we want to move to different parts of the room, send the dogs from different angles. Just want to mix it up. We don't want the dog to become pattern trained from the same angle, the same time, every time. Also, maybe put direction, have a dog on the other side.
Yeah. Also, an important point is if I got off in this direction, if Earl points, dogs sometimes figure this out in phase 2, but it's a good reminder. If I get off in this direction over here, if Earl points towards this mat, he's actually pointing away from the mat from my point of view, so I may go further away. If that was the case and I got confused, he would come over to this side of the mat and point me in this direction. All right? Some dogs will get confused there. Look out for it. Like I say, this should never be a stressful experience for you or your dog. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little board review with Earl. It's going to pretty much resemble everything else in phase 3, but the more this gets drilled into you, the better. All right, we're back, folks. Sorry about that. The battery went dead. And we're going to go, Earl's giving a little sum up on the board, for the place over here. Let's see. Okay, so this is the diagram for the place on the board. And let's see what this looks like. All right, so take it away, Earl.
Okay, so just like everything else, I know you're getting used to this sequence, but we want the dog to be just as familiar with it as you are. So we're going to start off with the dog's name, say the word place. If the dog does it, give him praise. If he doesn't do it, we say the word no. If he does it on the no, we praise. If they don't do it on the no, we repeat the word place, and we give a little remote correction. Dog runs to the mat, goes in the down position, we praise. Now if the dog looked confused or wasn't doing it with the remote correction, we proceed, say the word place, remote correction, and now help. In this case, it's going to be with the light line. They do it, they get their praise. All the time maintain the down position. Remember, the down position is incorporated and it's part of the place command. Remember also at this level, depending on what stages you proceeded with, we demonstrated the place today, the dog's not understanding the down command with the remote. If the dog wasn't maintaining the down position, use either your tab or your light line to get them to achieve the down position.
Okay. Here's a little thing to add. Like on the chart, and when we were doing it, like sometimes when you would say place, and you would correct me, and I'd be confused, you'd throw in a no before you corrected me again. All right, which that's okay. right? Depending on reading the dog. Sometimes the dog will mess up. You give them a no, and they fix themselves. But sometimes if the dog is confused, you can go and they're not going to recover. If you go quick enough, you could go right to repeating the word place and helping the dog out. So either way is not necessarily wrong. It's kind of a judgment call, on you. Because remember, the dog can mess up partly too there, and you could throw in a no, and you could fix the dog.
And save a correction.
Yeah, and save the dog a correction. Remember, using light levels here, very light levels. So you don't want it to be. You want to put just enough stress on the dog where they want to figure out how to really do this, not to cause panic. All right. So I think that's it. So okay, folks, we'll see you again. See you again soon with more incredible videos like this one.